Did you see that? The shadows by the well. They move strange, like dancing. Mama used to say Whiterun has old magic in its stones. I probably just need more sleep.
Little one, if you're having trouble sleeping, my wife Adrienne knows a recipe for warm milk with honey and spices. Works like a charm. Why don't you stop by War Maiden's tomorrow? And stay away from that well after dark. Best to be safe.
That's very kind of you, sir. I was just telling the traveler here about the shadows. But warm milk does sound nice. I haven't had honeycomb since Mama was here. She used to drizzle it on fresh bread for me. Do you? Do you think Adrienne would mind if I came by?
Mind? By Izmir, she'd be delighted. Adrienne has a soft spot for the children of Whiterun. Tell you what, I've got some fresh honeycomb from the Haunting Brew meadery sitting in our cupboard right now. Why don't you come by tomorrow morning? We'll have that warm milk ready, and maybe even some bread too. No child should go without something sweet now and then.
It warms my heart to see such kindness in Whiterun. Better than the cold streets of... well, never mind that. Would anyone care for some fresh mead? I just opened a new cask from Haunting Brew.
Speaking of shadows and dangers, let me tell you about the biggest bear I've ever faced. Just outside the western watchtower, larger than any cave bear you've seen. 3 of the city guards were too scared to even approach it, cowering behind their shields. But me? I faced that beast head-on with nothing but my steel and my courage. Took me half an hour of brutal combat, but I brought that monster down. That's the kind of strength Whiterun needs. Not these milk-drinking guards who can barely handle a few wolves. If you want to survive in Skyrim, you need to be ready for anything lurking in those shadows, be it bears or worse things.
Bears? Ha! I've seen worse things in my drink-addled dreams than your precious bear, Simir. You want to know what real danger is? Try sleeping in the streets when the winter winds howl through Whiterun's walls. But please, tell us more about your heroic deeds while I die of thirst. Anyone got a spare septum for some mead? Or better yet, that Argonian ale from the Mare?
Watch your tongue, you drunken fool. While you've been drowning yourself in cheap mead, I've been watching those Imperial dogs at their camp east of Rorikstead. They're getting bolder by the day, thinking they can just march through our hold like they own it. And our guards? They just stand there, pretending not to notice. Pathetic. At least the Stormcloaks know how to properly defend their territory. But what would you know about defending anything except your next bottle?
Defend? I fought in the Great War, you pompous fool. Lost everything I had defending the Empire's precious holdings. And what did they give me in return? A pat on the back and directions to the nearest gutter. Now the only territory I need to defend is my spot near the well. At least the mead doesn't judge me for my choices. Say, since you're such a brave warrior, why don't you prove it by fetching me that special Argonian ale from the Mare? I've got something worth your while in return.
A bear bigger than a cave bear? Are you sure it wasn't just a really angry mud crab wearing a fur coat? Those are tricky to spot, you know. At least the mud crab would have been tastier after all that effort. Could have had a feast instead of just a story.
Mock me all you want, girl, but I've seen things that would turn your blood to ice. Just last month, near Broken Fang Cave, I came across 3 vampires feasting on a caravan guard. Did those useless city watchmen do anything about it? No, they were too busy warming their hands by the fire. And here you are, making jokes about mud crabs. When the vampires come creeping into Whiterun, don't expect those Imperial lapdogs to save you. That's why we need the Stormcloaks. Real warriors who aren't afraid to face real threats.
Oh, vampires. I ran into some last week. Turns out they're not so tough when you shoot them with arrows dipped in garlic butter. Makes them smell delicious, too. Like a fancy dinner party. Gone wrong. But hey, if you're so worried about vampires, I know this great trick with a wooden spoon and some leather strips. Works almost as well as hiding behind that impressive beard of yours.
Garlic butter and wooden spoons? You think fighting vampires is some kind of tavern game? I've seen good men torn apart by those bloodsuckers. Please, enlighten us with your culinary combat techniques. I'm sure the next vampire lord will be terrified of your kitchen warfare. And my beard? This beard has seen more battles than you've had hot meals, girl. But go on. Tell us more about your... what was it? Leather strips?
One of these days, I'm going to buy the Bannered Mare from Hulda. I've been saving every septim I earn. Did you know the Khajiit caravans have been teaching me so much about trading? They're so much cleverer than people give them credit for. Just need a few more good deals, and that inn will be mine.
My mother says, running an inn isn't that simple, Isolde. She used to work at one before she started selling vegetables. It's hard work, and you need more than just septums. Have you ever tried keeping a place clean? With all those drunk people around? Or dealing with angry customers who don't want to pay? At least with our market stall, we can close up when we want to.
Oh, I know it's not easy, little one. But I've been learning about more than just trading. I help Hulda with the cleaning sometimes, and I've gotten quite good at handling difficult customers at my own stall. Your mother's right that it's hard work, but that's exactly why I'm preparing now. Every septum saved, every lesson learned from the Khajiit about bargaining, every night helping at the Mare, it all adds up. You'll see. One day I'll make that inn the most prosperous establishment in all of Whiterun.
Well, if you want to know about running a business, you should talk to my mother more. She knows all sorts of tricks about keeping inventory and spotting fake coins. Did you know some people try to pass off painted iron pieces as real gold septums? Mother caught 3 of those last month alone. She says a good merchant needs eyes like a hawk, and the patience of a priest.
You know, Sigurd, my grandfather used to tell me stories about the Oblivion Crisis. Said the sky turned red as blood when those gates opened near the Imperial City. Even here in Skyrim, people still build their walls higher and keep extra weapons stored. Not just for dragons or wars, but for other things. Those memories run deep in our bones. Sometimes when I'm forging a sword at War Maidens, I wonder, would our steel even make a difference if such horrors returned? The Divines helped us then, but look how many temples lie empty now. We've grown cautious, haven't we? Maybe too cautious. Or maybe not cautious enough.